As a parent, you've been told that more is better. More therapy sessions, more specialists, more interventions. You're running from speech therapy to occupational therapy, from feeding therapy to behavioral therapy, and maybe even adding in supplements. Dietary changes and sensory tools. But here's what's heartbreaking. Despite all that effort and all that time and all that investment, progress feels slow. Sometimes it even stalls completely, and you're left wondering, what are we missing? Why isn't this working? Well, here's the truth most doctors won't tell you. Your child doesn't need more therapies, they need the right foundation first. Now, this video is for exhausted parents who are doing everything right but feel like they're pushing a car with the parking brake on. If you're tired of adding more and more interventions without seeing the breakthroughs you were promised, this is for you. Every single week in our office, we meet parents who are running themselves into the ground. They're managing 4, 5, sometimes 6 different therapy appointments each week. They tried elimination diets, supplements, weighted blankets, and countless other tools, and doing it all out of love. But when we ask them, has anyone ever evaluated your child's nervous system? The answer is almost always no. Research shows that nearly 1 in 6 children today have a developmental disability. Now that's millions of families stuck in this cycle, chasing symptoms, adding interventions, but never addressing the foundation that controls everything else, the nervous system. Now 1, you can't remodel a house on a cracked foundation. Think about it this way. If you tried to remodel a house while the foundation had cracks running through it, what would happen? No matter how beautiful the paint, how expensive the furniture, how perfect the design, everything would keep shifting, settling, and falling apart. And that's exactly what's happening when we add therapy after therapy without first addressing the nervous system. The nervous system is the foundation. It's the air traffic controller coordinating every other system in your child's body. Their speech, their movement, their digestion, their sleep, their immune response, the ability to regulate emotions and behavior. Now, when that foundation is stressed, stuck, or dysregulated, every other therapy you add is working against resistance. It's not that therapies don't work, it's that they can't fully work when the foundation isn't stable. And here's what makes this even harder. Most parents are never told this. What they're told is to add more, try more, do more, but no one stops to ask, is the nervous system even ready for all of this? So 2, the perfect storm that cracks that foundation early. So how does a child's nervous system become stressed in the first place? Well, it's what we call the perfect storm. A combination of stresses that start piling up early in life, sometimes even before birth. Prenatal stress is the first layer. When a mom experiences stress during pregnancy, whether it's physical, emotional, or chemical, that stress travels through the umbilical cord like a power cord, directly impacting the baby's developing nervous system. Then comes birth. Even normal, natural birth puts stress on a baby's delicate spine and nervous system. But when we add interventions like induction, epidurals, forceps, vacuum extraction, or C-sections, that stress intensifies. And studies show that up to 90% of newborns have some level of spinal misalignment after birth. Now, after birth, the storm continues. Early illnesses, rounds of antibiotics, reflux, ear infections, environmental toxins, constant screen exposure, and the pressure of endless developmental expectations. Each of these stressors adds another crack to the foundation, and by the time parents notice delays or struggles, the nervous system is already overwhelmed, stuck in stress mode, unable to regulate, and unable to coordinate all the systems that need to work together for development to happen. 3. Why more therapies can actually overload the system. Now, here's where things get tricky, and this is where most parents feel the most guilt but you shouldn't. Okay? When a child's nervous system is already overloaded, adding more therapies can feel like plugging too many devices into one power strip. Eventually the circuits trip, the system shuts down, and progress stops. It's like a computer with too many tabs open. Everything slows down, things freeze, nothing runs smoothly. And this is why you might see your child make some progress at first, but then hit a wall. And this is why therapy sessions become harder instead of easier. This is why meltdowns increase, sleep gets worse, or behavior seems to regress. It's not that your child can't do it. It's not that the therapy is wrong. It's that the nervous system doesn't have the capacity to process it all because the foundation is still cracked. And here's the part that breaks my heart. Parents blame themselves. They think, maybe I'm not doing enough. Maybe I need to add one more thing. But the problem was never that you weren't doing enough. It's that you were building on an unstable foundation. So 4, what happens when you stabilize the foundation first? Now, here's the hopeful part. And this is what we see every single day in our office. When we use neurologically focused chiropractic care to restore balance and regulation to the nervous system, everything changes. We use advanced insight scans to measure exactly where the nervous system is stuck in stress mode. Then, through gentle, precise adjustments, we help release that tension and restore the body's ability to regulate, heal, and adapt. And here's what parents tell us happens next. Speech therapy that was moving slowly suddenly clicks. Kids start putting words together, following directions, and engaging more. Occupational therapy becomes easier. Sensory challenges calm down, motor skills improve, coordination comes together. Feeding therapy works better because digestion regulates. The vagus nerve activates and the body can finally process food without stress. Sleep improves, immune system strengthens, behavior stabilizes, meltdowns decrease, and it's just not magic, it's neurology. When that foundation is stable, everything built on top of it finally has a chance to work the way it is always supposed to do. So, if you're exhausted from running therapy to therapy to therapy, if you've tired of adding more without seeing real change, and if you're ready to stop chasing symptoms and start addressing the foundation, we're here to help. Our team at Vanella Chiropractic in Virginia Beach specializes in neurologically focused chiropractic care for kids and family. We don't replace what you're already doing, we unlock it. Like we talked this whole time, your child doesn't need more interventions, they need the right foundation. So if you're interested, click the link in our bio, send us a DM to schedule, or so we can help your child's nervous system shift from stress to strength. So everything else you're doing can finally work. Your family deserves hope and answers, so let's start the healing journey together.